Hello, hockey fans. The Minnesota Hockey Connection is on the air. We're on the air for the next half hour. I'm Kenny Callier, joined by Jerry Burrow, and today we have a special guest, head hockey coach Mike Randolph from Duluth East, coaching his 300th year as head coach at Duluth. 300 years, coach.
Really?
How do you do it?
I don't know how I do it. Feels like 300 sometimes now.
It's got to be in the 20s.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the 20s.
Yep, late 20s.
Do you remember, when was your first year?
Let's see, 87, I think, 87, 88.
What do you recall from that first year? Were you nervous? Did you think, geez, am I going to last? Can I do this? I don't know.
I didn't think a whole lot other than
just started coaching.
What a mess. And then had to.
Who were some of the guys or some of the kids then?
Oh, Judd Chris, Shannon Burnell, two of our best players. Shannon Burnell was a heck of an athlete. He played football as well.
Shannon Burnell.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sean Hill just graduated, didn't he, the year before?
Sean Hill, I just missed Sean Hill's class. They had graduated a lot of seniors that year. That was a pretty loaded senior class. Yeah. So,
how good of a varsity player was Sean Hill? I mean,
I don't remember that he stood out to the point where you say he'd be on a Stanley Cup winner.
Yeah.
And playing
Went to Wisconsin.
Yep. I think that's where he really developed and took off after that.
Who were your goalies that first year?
Who were our goalies? God, you're testing me, Ken. That's a long time ago.
I know. 300 years.
You know, as you get older, you lose your memory.
But you're back for, do you know what number this is? Do you know where we're at, Jer?
I think it's 28, 29.
This will be the 29th for Duluth East.
Yeah.
How many years at Duluth Cathedral?
2.
Larry Traxel was your assistant then? Or
no, I had Keith Hendrickson as an assistant there. Yeah.
That is
Keith
weird.
Hendrickson, and we practiced outside. We flooded outside.
Like the old days.
Yeah. I was at Denfeld for 2, I think, with Bill Vukanich.
So you were assistant then?
And I was at Scholastica for 3, UMD for 2. As you can see, I'm all over the place because nobody wanted me.
Yes, just up and down.
Nobody wanted me. So finally I got to stay at East for a while.
UMD, assistant coach?
Yeah, I was assistant coach for Gus Hendrickson, one of his assistants. And that was his last year. And then I was with Surdy.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a great experience. Learned a lot.
I bet.
Learned a lot. Learned a whole lot.
So now you got these kids, and they're learning a lot from you. You know, we've talked a lot about leading up to the start of this season that you got a pretty good class this year. What are your thoughts?
Well, we have a lot of returners. So we've been young for a while. I think a lot of local people realize that. Most of our talented players were real young, and then they were young, and now they're a little older. And this is probably the oldest team I've had in about 3 years. Mostly senior and junior dominated, which is old for us. And so we feel we have a lot of experience, and we're hoping that experience shows throughout the season.
Well, having that experience, you have a lot of kids coming up from the Bantams, so there's a lot of sophomores playing the JV. Do you think any of these kids can make their way up during the year, or you think there's just too many players that you have right now on the varsity team that you probably let them have more playing time at the JV?
Well, they'll play both. What we feel is we have 9 forwards back from last year's section final team that played in that section final game, and we have 3 defensemen that played in it. Will Fisher would have played in it, but he hurt his knee, and that really hurt us on the back end. Sam Cassera did a heck of a job filling in. But back to your question, I think the 4th line will be a revolving door where you kind of earn it in the JV. And
basically like a normal year. I mean, you always do
usually,
that.
Yep.
So whoever's playing good in JV can come up.
Yep. There's 3 jerseys open, basically. And based on the week of practice and on the JV game, 3 players will fill those jerseys.
Are you keeping any extra players this year between the two teams, the JV and the varsity, than you normally do, or?
This is the largest roster we've had.
Really?
In fact, we were keeping 5 goalies, 8 lines, which we usually keep 7. Mm-hmm. And the reason we're doing that is I'm a firm believer in it's very difficult to run a practice with 15 skaters out there. Mm-hmm. And so usually the JV ends up with the 15 skaters. So we kept 3 extra forwards so that he will always have 20 players at his practice, and I think he can run a more efficient practice. Right. We'll carry 5 goalies and 12 D, so 41 on the roster, which is the largest roster we've had.
Is it the largest?
Yeah. I've never tried. I've thought about this, but this year we're going to try it and see how it works.
Mm-hmm. Why? Why this year? Why? What's
like you said?
Again, mostly practice. What we usually have done is the kids will go to 2 practices over the course of a season, which means they're at the rink from 4 to 6:45 on the ice, as Jerry knows, and then by the time you get home, it's 7:30 and homework and all those issues and. It just, as long as the kids understand where they're, and we're very open to where they are in the depth chart.
So you'll change that 4th line on the varsity, right, to bring up for practice. You'll change that for practices. Plus, there's always going to be injuries. So you got to look.
Boy, tell me about it.
To start the year off. I mean, it seems like.
Are you dealing with injuries now?
Oh yeah, we've been dealing with injuries since day one. We're still having players come back that were hurt. Some of them in the Elite League, some of them in the Bantam Elite League. I have a concern about the Elite League. Don't get me wrong; it's a great league. It keeps kids in high school hockey. All the reasons are good, but the one reason that I don't like it is they don't practice. And when you don't practice and you play 3 games on a weekend, 20-minute periods against high-quality players, you open yourself up to injury. Unfortunately, the North team is spread out all over northern Minnesota. It's very difficult to get the boys together enough to practice and maybe eliminate the injuries. They'll go down and play Saturday morning around 9 o'clock. They'll play Saturday night at 8. There's 2 games right there in one day of 20-minute periods. And then they'll play Sunday morning.
And most of the Twin City teams in Shattuck, they only play 2 games, most of them.
Right.
Because they play Tuesday and Wednesday a lot of times. And Shattuck will not play 2 games in one day anyhow.
So we had a number of players, every year we have a number of players coming in with injuries that are either, they need a week off or some need even longer. So it's frustrating in that way.
So you've been practicing. You got your first game this Friday, December 1st. You're going to be where are you going to be? You're going to be at White Bear Lake area.
Yep.
And I'll get started this Friday.
Yeah. I know the kids are really excited that we've been practicing for we will have practice twice a day for almost 3 weeks. And they'll be anxious to go Friday. And we're anxious to see them play Friday.
And then the first time you'll get to see Duluth East here at home will be Saturday, December 2nd. You've got the junior varsity game at 1 o'clock at Heritage against Wayzata. And then the varsity boys, 3 o'clock at Heritage this Saturday, December 2nd. Wow, you're kicking things off with a bang, Wayzata. Jerry, how good is Wayzata this year?
They're both right up there, about around the 10 spot. Top 10. Mm-hmm. They'll be right there. And almost all his teams are that way. I mean, plus, he has Tonka, which is a top 5 team. And, I mean, he has a great schedule, like always, Mike.
We love our schedule. It's very competitive. We feel that it gets us ready for playoffs, and that's why it's put together the way it's put together. And back to you, Kenny. A lot of teams... Wayzata, I think, will have played their, 5th game by the time they play us?
Right.
That'll be our 2nd game.
Right.
White Bear plays tomorrow night against Cloquet. That'll be when we meet. That'll be their 3rd game. So, but Sean is I've asked them to stay out of November because I believe that we like to have a good training camp and go over a lot of the things we want to go over and without rushing into a game. And so we like to start our season in December.
Well, I know Denfeld got their season started with a win. You must have this. And then looking here, you've got Cloquet, the 14th of December, up in Cloquet. New head coach up there.
Yep, Smalls.
Kevin Small.
Smalley. Yep. Hope things are going well for them. They play, like I said, they play White Bear tomorrow night, and they've already started. They played
Mounds View, and they beat them 6-1.
Yep. So.
And another thing, I mean, you guys have a lot of your returning to the varsity, a lot of your players from last year, but almost a lot of these most of these teams in Section 7 AA, I mean, Andover, Cloquet, Marshall, I mean, you got the toughest section in the state right now.
There's no question about it.
It's deep.
I don't think anybody can say their section is deeper than ours.
I mean, St. Thomas doesn't have anyone really that compete with them. Probably two might have a pretty good section with Eden Prairie, Holy Family, and Tonka. That might be a tough section.
Most of them
there.
get to the semis, and that's as deep as it goes.
Yeah.
Ours goes deeper
Right.
than the semis.
Right.
And
you
better be
seeding
ready
really
to go.
means a lot because you don't want to play a hard game on that quarterfinal.
No, that 4-5 game is always a good game, even the 3-6 game. So the section is, like Jerry said, I mean, we said talk about all our returners. Marshall's got their whole team back. Cloquet has their whole team back, plus the Bantam team that went to the state tournament. Elk River's always loaded, nothing but numbers. Andover has their whole team back.
Right.
I mean, you go down the list of teams, everybody's got everybody back, which will only make it that much more competitive, that much more exciting hockey once playoffs come.
I don't see Edina on the schedule. Are you waiting for them on
State tournament?
Oh, March 8th and 9th?
They both have to
10th?
get there.
Well, Jerry, you've been talking a lot about Edina. They're loaded
They're
as
the
well.
top team.
Oh, they're loaded, yeah.
Yep, they're a nice team.
Yeah.
Usually that Saturday semis has been with 7A and 7AA, so they had 4 games. I read something, I don't know if it's true or not, that they're taking
Yeah, it's
7A is going to Friday and
Friday night.
Friday night. Are you going to Saturday night? Or are
Yeah.
you going? It's Saturday night.
Yep.
Why is that?
Because the Bulldogs girls team, assuming they have a home playoff game, want to play in the afternoon. So like 3 or 4. I don't know the exact timing, but I know that right now it's scheduled for night, assuming that the Bulldogs girl, if
they play, you won't play until the first game might not be until 7 then, right?
I think it's, I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
the
at
exact
night.
time. All I know is that night,
Okay.
and then Sean said next year it's going right back to noon and 2. It just happens to be a year where the girls, the Bulldog team has a playoff game, and if they do have a home playoff game, it'll be in the afternoon.
Okay.
Is
Which
that,
bumps us down to evening.
is that good or bad for any particular reason? Or
It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I mean, at that time of year,
I think for the fans it might be a good deal.
they might
Come
get
down
more
see some-
fans because of it. Yeah.
Saturday night,
Right.
high school hockey section game.
And both
And
nights?
single A is going Friday night.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not all 4 games out. And that's a long day for a lot of people.
That is a long
I
day.
mean,
It
they
is.
get tired.
Yeah.
And they leave even though they
Right.
can stay.
Right.
Because they're tired. I've seen a lot of people, but that's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, so is there anything on this schedule that caught your eye? I mean, is there any game that your players, is it Cloquet still, or is it Marshall now? Because they're into AA, and you guys have to play them every year, or?
It's such a great schedule, great.
Because some of
teams.
your top players,
it really
they know,
doesn't
they know
matter.
everyone in the state too. You
mean,
know, the
it-
best players in the other teams.
Yeah, it's. If
Well-
you look past anybody on this schedule,
Yeah.
you're going to get spanked.
Yeah.
That's all there. That's
Yeah.
all there is
I mean,
to it.
you-
I mean, there's nobody on there that you can take a night off.
No way.
You're starting with White Bear. Their first line got 14 points the first game.
Really?
It wasn't a terrible team, but it wasn't one of the better teams.
Yeah.
But still, first line to get 14 points, that's a lot. That's
My
a hell of a
goodness.
line.
Plus, they had their Bantam AA team won the state championship.
Right.
So White Bear is going to be one of the top teams in the state for the next.
Well, you get to them right away, right out of the chute. Friday, December 1st at White Bear, and then you'll be here Saturday against Wayzata at Heritage. What is that again? 3 o'clock. But what about that White Bear game? That's a 6:30 on a Friday night.
Yep, a little earlier because we have a 3 o'clock game against Wayzata the next day.
Sure.
So it's going to be, a challenge for our guys to come back. We'll get back about, 11 o'clock. Get to bed, get up and get ready for Wayzata.
Well, I'm sure these kids are used to that with your team.
Yeah.
With your scheduling and that.
As a fan looking at this schedule, we have Thursday, December 21st circled because that's Duluth East and Duluth Marshall. And for so many years, this matchup wasn't played because you're in different classes. But here it is now. You've done this. Is this the third year now that Marshall and East have played? Second,
How long they've
third?
been up?
Yep, third year.
Yeah,
Third
this
year?
is a third year.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, in fact, I think that's a frenzy that night.
Yeah, I think Denfield's
So
playing
I
Superior
think
or something like
Denfeld's
that.
playing somebody.
I think
Hermiton or
Superior. I think
Yeah.
it's Superior now.
So Thursday, Duluth Marshall, December 21st. Saturday, December 23rd, Lakeville North. Wow.
Yeah.
Here at Heritage.
Yeah, Denfield has Superior the first
Well,
game.
look at that stretch there. We go to Cloquet. We play Centennial, who's always. I don't think we've beaten Centennial in 3 years.
And they got two of the
Really?
best forwards in
Yeah.
the state.
We haven't beat them. They beat
Right,
us.
man.
I know they beat us the last time we were in the Heritage, and they beat us in their rink the last 2 times. I can't remember the last time we beat Centennial.
My goodness.
Then we play Marshall. Then we play Lakeville North. Then we play Blaine. The only good thing about it is we play at home more this year.
Yeah,
right.
Last
Okay.
year we had
Yeah.
a lot of miles on that bus.
Yeah.
So
You had most of the games on the road.
And then you
Yeah.
go away the start of the year, January 5th, the Friday and Saturday, 5th and 6th, at Stillwater at Minnetonka.
yeah.
You
picked
make
up
it
Stillwater
hard
this
on
year.
yourself sometimes, don't you? But that's a good schedule, like you said. I mean, this is good to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the test is a good test to have.
Yeah. It gets you ready for the first game of playoffs.
Jer Centennial this year, a scouting report on Centennial.
Top 10 team. Well coached. They won the state Bantam tournament 4 years ago. So it was White Bear, Tonka, and then Centennial. So I mean they got this McGregor and Brinkman. They're excellent forwards. They're D1 kids. So I mean he always has a hard time with Centennial. They've been a good team ever since they won that state tournament in, was it 2004, 2005 area?
Yeah.
And
They're always tough.
Yeah.
They're, like Jerry said, they're well coached. They always have good depth. They
Yeah.
they're.
They always have a decent goalie.
It amazes me they haven't been to more state tournaments, to be honest with
Really?
you,
Right.
because they've been that good. But they're very good.
What
There's
section
been
are
a
they?
lot of thought into this schedule.
They're
Like
5A.
White Bear is always really good early, so you want to play them early.
Sure.
Centennial's always really good early, so you want to play them early. There's a pattern to
Well,
the madness.
I like it because you're not afraid. You want to jump in with the Sharks and wrestle.
Yep. Yep.
Shark wrestling.
What year did you go independent? Right at about 96?
I don't know.
Way back.
Way back.
But you back then you used to have the hardest by far. You would still have the hardest schedule, but that Lake Conference teams like Eden Prairie, Dinah, and Tonka now, because they play each other so many times,
Yeah.
they're putting them ahead of you on scheduling now. But still, you still got one of the toughest schedules in the state. Plus, you got to travel.
I wouldn't want to play a team 3-4 times.
No.
I mean,
That's
that's
over-
what happens
that's
with
overdoing it.
Edina
Yeah.
and that league, and then they play in the same Christmas tournament.
Right.
Where's Grand Rapids on this list, Jer?
They're in January.
That's in January.
Okay, and that game is
At
up
Rapids.
11?
at
When is it?
Rapids.
That week's always the same. We play the trap game, Denfeld, and then we go to Rapids, and then we go to EP that week.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So,
Another team that's always in the top 10, EP.
oh yeah.
So what about coaching staff? Any changes this year?
No, I've
Everything
been
remain-
very,
Good.
very fortunate to have coaches willing to do it year after year. That's always a huge plus. The kids know them, familiar with them, and they do an unbelievable job. Unbelievable.
And
they
if
all
we-
played for me, and so
Yeah.
we're all former players,
Yeah.
and we get along great. And,
Let's hear some names. Who do we have?
well, we have Dylan Mills.
Dylan Mills, okay.
He works with the defenseman and does a great job with the D. Our latest addition is Cortez, Tim Cortez.
Oh, sure.
He works with our goaltenders.
Yeah.
And then we've had two great JV coaches, and Jacob Bosey and Michael Rainier, both former players.
Okay.
And Louis Krenzen is my go-to guy that handles all my stuff off the ice.
Nice.
So
Stuff
all
you
I
don't
have
like
to
to
do is go on the ice. So I told Dale Jago when he went to, or I tell any coach,
Sure.
when they tell me how much work you got to do, you got to get a Louis Krenzen.
Yeah.
Because Louis does everything for me. All I do is get it. I get it, of course.
Yeah.
And I just forward it to Louis, and Louis takes care of it.
He still got
So
the
it's wonderful.
Still got the mullet
So-
going, where he's got the business up front and the party in the back.
So Louis does a great job. He comes out when he feels like it. He loves to shoot pucks at the goalies, and
Yeah.
very important piece. And then Brendan Brooks is just, he's so good with kids and so
Yep.
good at, kids go to him.
Yeah.
He's like a dad to a lot of them, and he handles a lot of stuff that's going on with
Right.
him, and he's so good with that.
You know, I'm still impressed when I go out to Heritage and I see those large murals, banners on the side. Of course, Tim has done some fantastic ones they just put up. But there's the one from, oh gosh, I don't know, what was it, 5+ years ago, maybe longer, where the News Tribune had a photograph of some of your boys, I believe, on the Lake Superior ice when we had some real good ice
Oh yeah,
conditions.
yeah.
On the lake.
Yep.
And they're out there playing hockey, sticks raised, and
That was a different winter. In the
yeah,
middle of Lake Superior, skating.
yeah,
And they had their nets out there, and
Yeah.
it was unbelievable.
it really was.
No snow, just
Yeah.
cold weather.
Yeah,
Lake froze over, and the
I
kids were going
I
out.
ventured out there, and the ice that thick on Lake Superior it doesn't happen too often.
No, it doesn't.
So that was special. But Tim Cortez, a fine artist, a fantastic artist. What do you think of all of his artwork? Besides
incredible.
It is. It really is.
It's incredible. If people haven't been out to the Heritage, just drive by there. I think that was a great idea. It
Yeah.
just adds to the building, and
Right.
Tim did all that work, and just shows what kind of work he does, and he does incredible
Did
work.
you see the Duluth Cathedral wall?
No.
It's up on now.
Oh, really?
Upstairs, yeah.
Oh, I haven't
Inside
seen
the
it.
rink?
Yeah. Yeah. Your friend Larry Traxel and a few others helped out in getting that done.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll have to go up there and see it. See, I never get up there.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
it's
I'm always
really-
on the ice,
Oh,
I leave,
yeah.
And
I
it's
never
really
go
just
up there.
most of the pictures are just the 5 years when Duluth Cathedral won the state tournament.
Okay.
So it's pretty neat.
Wow.
Back at our time.
Well,
So a
Yeah.
former teammate of yours, Pokey Traxel.
Pokey, I saw Pokey.
Did ya?
Pokey came to Omaha. He was on his way to his winter home,
In Arizona.
and he stopped in Omaha. So I got him tickets to watch Jake play.
Yeah.
He wanted to watch Jake play, so he stopped in, and I had a great evening with him.
Okay.
Him and his wife,
Yeah,
Kathy,
Kathy,
and her
yeah.
daughter, who's actually his daughter's living in Omaha.
Really?
So
Oh, that's
it just worked out great.
Where's
It was
home?
great to see Pokey.
Where's home for him?
in the winter, Arizona.
Arizona.
Arizona. Okay.
Yeah. Down in
What was your
Phoenix.
nickname during your high school hockey days?
Oh, I had a lot of names. I had a lot of names. They called me Porpy. They called me.
Porpy.
Yeah. They called
Porpy.
me, what else they call? What did Pokey call me?
Pokey, call everyone something.
Pokey called me something. I don't know.
Everyone.
I had a lot of names,
All right.
Kenny.
Hey, back to the Elite League.
Yeah.
You had the most East players ever this year. And you always say, hey, it's a great league and everything, but sometimes the kids break
gotta get the elite out
they
of
get, they break habit on the good stuff. And
That's Jerry. Go back to they don't practice.
Yeah.
They don't practice enough, and it's paid. Checkbook hockey basically. Everybody plays the same amount.
Yeah.
Goalies play the same amount. Everybody plays the same amount. Open the door, roll them, whatever. Grant Clafton does a great job with them. But again,
Yeah.
unfortunately, they don't practice enough, so they get bad habits. And
plus the way the league's set up, you know,
I
it's
tell
a very
Jerry, I got to get the
league.
elite out of them.
So,
Are any
have
of
you
these-
seen changes?
Huh?
Have you seen changes in the 2 weeks of practice already?
huge.
From
Really?
really?
Huge. Huge. Huge.
So do some of these kids come out of the elite games with severe injuries?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
There's been some bad ones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It'll
It's
keep 'em
physical.
up.
It's.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing in front of scouts, so they're trying to put out their best.
yeah.
Brings up the intensity, and of course, you know, it's still the North and the South, and rivalry, and
Yeah.
So,
It's offense, no defense. Everyone wants to score in front of the scouts.
Yeah, sure.
You want to score. You might handle the puck too much because it's all about me sometimes. And
it gets to be me. In fact, I go up to Rapids. I've been going up to Rapids every time they play in Rapids.
Right.
Because for whatever reason, Jake's playing, or I'm in Omaha, or whatever, when they're at Mars. So I just go up to Rapids. And every time I go up there, I go home mad. All the way home, I'm mad. Because of what I saw.
You can't sleep. Well, how am I
I
going to
can't.
change
I
it?
go, all the way home, I'm yelling out my window, rolling down my window. What did I just watch?
Well, turn that radio on to WDSM 98.1 FM now and listen to Wild Hockey.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
And come to think of wild hockey, Colorado was in town on Friday afternoon, day after Thanksgiving, and a former Duluth East player was playing for the Avalanche.
I saw the line. 11 shifts, about 8 minutes of ice time. He won one face-off, lost 7.
Come on, Kenny.
Had one shot. Well, no, I'm not being. But and I thought, you know, this is just the start of this young man's career. Where's Dominic Toninato going to go in the NHL? Who knows?
I'll tell you what.
It's got to be thrilling.
He. I thought he played really well. He had a couple of great chances to score.
Right.
I was impressed.
Really?
With
Good.
the amount he played, the opportunities he had for himself, where usually he puts them away, and he will as he plays more games.
Right.
The biggest thing, Dom, he's an honest player.
Yeah.
They can trust him. He's the best 200-foot player I ever coached.
Right.
And he continues to be the best 200-foot player, and that's why he's playing in the NHL. There's probably more guys with more skill, whatever, but in the NHL, it's about trust. And they know that they can put Dom out there and trust him. I trusted him.
Right.
Sandlin trusted him. His Fargo coach trusted him. They all saw that in Dom.
Yeah.
He's always had that ability to present himself as a player who is dependable and trustworthy.
Yeah, I was just talking to a ex-Fargo coach that's over in northern Michigan now, and he was talking about Toninato and Blue, and he says, great kids, and man, I just love those
He's
kids.
a great kid.
Bolton and Phil Blue, too. I mean,
Yeah,
just
Blue.
talking about him.
Blue was the best player on the ice in Omaha this last weekend.
We're out of time, guys.
Yeah.
We got to fly. We want to thank the staff at PACT-TV, where this program is produced. Look for us on the internet, MinnesotaHockeyConnection.com. Find us on Facebook and like us. We have a YouTube channel, too. You can catch all of our episodes on YouTube. Head coach Mike Randolph, Duluth East Greyhounds, thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
Good luck this year.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. And we'll be back here next week. We'll see you then. We'll drop the puck next week, Jared.
See you on the ice.